Stack and Smash Radio. Macy's sales clerk checking out my pack. Not part of the Jodie Foster fan club anymore that I created. Hey, that's me and I just have a very hard time expressing my emotions, and I can't stop from yelling.
Radio. See, these are the mistakes I'm going to make. Welcome to the very first live stream episode of Stack and Smash Radio, which is brought to you by the fine folks at Very Awesome Radio. I am Jesse Wilkins, your host who already messed up the show. This is
Rob Coakley, who didn't mess up the show yet.
Not yet. And then this glorious gentleman sitting in the middle here, this is my older brother, Dave Wilkins, who is the guest for today's episode. Hello.
I'm Dave Wilkins. I'm the guest for today's episode.
Yes, we'll get into Dave and the things that Dave does. If this is your first time watching Stack and Smash Radio, welcome to the show, because actually this is everybody's first time watching Stack and Smash Radio, because you never streamed live video, but if you're familiar with the show, thanks for joining us. We were a recorded podcast. We'd never played live before, but now we are here streaming live to you via Dirty Water News. So big thanks to the people at Dirty Water News for bringing us. And if you're unfamiliar with the show, we talk about music and the entertainment business and comedy and poker, because Rob's a bit of an expert at poker.
Yeah, I want to give out one more thanks, too, as well. I want to thank Brodad for our glorious sign.
Yes, Brodad gave us our banner. That Stack and Smash banner. It looks like it might fall down at some point, but we'll deal with that as it comes. So thanks to Wilkins Signs. If you need banners and things of that nature, call 781-837-2959. That is Wilkins Signs.
Wilkins Signs.
Turns out they sponsored the show. Anyways, on this show, we are going to interview Kyle Gaddison, who's a singer-songwriter from California. He's actually on the line. We'll talk to him in a little bit. He'll be talking about some of his upcoming projects and what he's done and all his musical endeavors and things of that nature. We're also going to talk to professional ninja Dave Wilkins.
He fought a bear once.
And won.
One.
Won once.
That bear was also known as Dan Santos. If you're familiar with the show, Dave, this is his second time on the show. Technically, actually, it's his third time on the show. But we had a mystery episode that was never released. So
It'll
be on the lost tapes.
Yeah, it's on the lost tapes. But so this is Dave's second actual real appearance on the show.
First visual appearance, though.
First visual. It's all about first visual
exciting.
It's so nice. This show also is called Guys with Hats. Yep. Welcome to Guys with Hats.
Guys with hats and the same beard.
To be on the show, if you ever want to be on the show, you have to have the same facial hair with us. This is silly. All right. Anyways,
silly.
Well, Kyle is waiting on the line. He called in from California, and Kyle is, like I said, he's a singer-songwriter. He sings over electronic dance music, which is just my favorite. So let's talk to Kyle, and hopefully we can hear him. Hello, Kyle. Are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
We're doing good, man. How are you?
Good.
Good. Welcome to the show. So this is no problem. This is the very first episode of Stack and Smash Radio that's streaming live on DirtyWaterNews.com. It's the first time that we're doing it, so we're kind of working out all the kinks. But we can hear you. Hopefully, they can hear you over the air as well. But let's get right into it. So a few things. You just came out with 2 singles this week. One of them was Lost in Love, and then the other one, what was the name of the other song that you had there?
It's called Lights Up.
Cool, and that's is it on iTunes as well as SoundCloud?
It's on SoundCloud. It's on SoundCloud, and I'm really excited about it.
Awesome, yeah, I heard the track. It sounds great. And then me and Kyle, actually, we worked on a project together on the official remix of the track called Lost in Love, which, I think it's pretty awesome, so...
Yeah, man, it's hot. You guys did a great job on it, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We got some good feedback on it. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk a little bit about your history. How old were you when you first got into music?
Oh, man. Dude, I feel like I've been in music forever because my family is a very musical family. And so I was just raised around singing and people, playing on the piano and not learning on the piano to sing. So I feel like I've been around music forever. But I really started singing when I was super young, around 7 years old. I just started singing, and then my aunt kind of taught me a couple chords on the piano, and that kind of started a journey for me to to play and start to write and compose. So,
Yeah, definitely all built around piano. You know, I kind of I vouch for that all the time. I actually teach piano when I'm not DJing and producing music, so I know all about how everything can build around that for sure. Now, you're from San Francisco originally?
Yeah, I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, born in Oakland, raised in Richmond, California, but all around the San Francisco Bay Area.
So you aren't cursed with being an Oakland Raiders fan, are you?
Actually, I am kind of an Oakland Raiders fan.
That's a tough life. So how many of your songs are about the struggles of being an Oakland Raider fan?
It should be all of them.
You know what? Yeah, not the struggles, the joys of being an Oakland Raiders fan.
That's a conversation for what joys.
I feel like the Oakland Raiders fan revolves around a lot of sweaty, smelly, nasty costumes and losing.
And getting assaulted in a parking lot. I feel like that.
Please list 3 joys.
Yeah.
All right, you're being put on the spot now. We've just this conversation has shifted. We want you to list 3 joys of being an Oakland Raiders fan. Go.
You know what? The joy of just being originally Oakland. Yeah, you know, if you look at the
Well, we're a little bit spoiled. I guess we're all Patriots fans, so we have at least a little bit to be happy about over the last decade. Not much anymore, but
you know what? I'm a little jaded. The Patriots, you know, I don't like too much, but you know, fuck it.
what was that?
I said I'm not sure that I enjoy the Patriots that much.
No, of course not. Of
I
course not.
could give you 3 joys though off the top of my head. No problem. We're 2003, 2004.
Anyways, all right. Let's get back into things that we can be on the same page about. So, at what point did you decide that EDM was the direction you wanted to go in music? I know you were a singer-songwriter. I'm guessing when you first started singing, you weren't exactly writing lyrics to house music, right? So
No. You know what? I actually I heard a track. I didn't even really know what EDM was. To be honest, I had a background more of like a soulful R&B background, but I heard a track by Cascade called "Move for Me," and
great track.
I heard the track. Oh, bro, and I fell in love. I heard the synths and the melody lines, and I fell in love, and just like I gotta see this.
I wonder how many people Cascade is responsible for transferring over into liking house music. That Cascade, Morgan Page, Dead Mouse kind of sound is just it captures you right away for sure.
Yeah, man, it's epic, and I loved it right away, man, and I felt like I had to be. So that started my journey.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully not in Oakland.
Man.
Not at a Super Bowl involving the Raiders.
Not at a Super Bowl with the Raiders, that's for sure.
No, maybe not at the Super Bowl, but you know what, man? I just honestly feel like I want to take over the world. No, I just
So like a dictator?
Yeah, basically. You know. No, yeah, I really feel like musically, I just want to present my sound and my art to the world, and really just as in a vocalist and as an artist, I really kind of want to make a way for vocalists to kind of do their own thing and tour, and just want to be established EDM artist.
Yeah. Tour and being an established artist is definitely two goals that we should all have as musicians. So that's fantastic. Well, that's Kyle Gaddison. You can follow him on Twitter at Kyle Gaddison. SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/Kyle Gaddison Music, correct?
Yes.
And you can listen to his music. Check out the remix that we did together. It's called Lost in Love, the Double Take official remix. It's available for free on my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/DJ Double Take. Kyle, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for hanging out and dealing with our first show woes of technical difficulties, but we're here, and I'm hoping everyone can hear you. We can hear you, so it's been good talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, Kyle. Thanks for being on. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
That's Kyle Gaddison. Once again, follow him on Twitter at Kyle Gaddison. And while we're on the subject of Twitter, I'm on Twitter at DoubleTakeJesse.
I'm at King Coakley.
At Dave Wilkins 12.
Dave Wilkins picked the number 12 because that's I was going to go into an onslaught of 12-year-old jokes. I'm like, you know what? It's our first show. Let's not harass the guests that are on.
You can also follow us at Stack and Smash
Yes.
until Kyle Gaddison takes over the world as a dictator and closes down Twitter.
Yeah, so anyways, I guess sticking on the subject of EDM, we'll cover this story. SoundCloud has set to close deals with all 3 major record labels. This story comes to you via Dancing Astronaut. All the Dancing Astronauts, they send us stories. But this is pretty big news. It's bad news for any local unofficial remixers or people that put out bootlegs, i.e. Everybody that I know that DJs that's trying to be a producer, the first step is kind of making big remixes and stuff like that. So according to Bloomberg, SoundCloud has offered to up a stake in its company to weather the storm of possible litigation coming from the music industry's 3 major record labels, which is Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group. In an attempt to avoid being sued for copyright violations, sources close to the That's not how that should be worded. Anyways, basically the 3 record labels are going to team up with SoundCloud, which means anytime you upload any kind of remix or unofficial bootleg or something like that, the record labels are going to sue the crap out of you and take it down and delete everybody off SoundCloud, which is why artists like Cascade, who we were just talking about, are in a bit of an uproar about SoundCloud, and they're kind of boycotting the website. But it is what it is. It kind of sucks for any SoundCloud users. But let's shift gears here. Let's talk about something that's going to be a little bit more fun and make people laugh.
Well, before we do that, let's get into our little poker segment. I just want to... We have a local friend of the show, actually, Ronnie Barta. He is a professional poker player. He's won a World Series of Poker bracelet. He just set a record at the World Series of Poker for cashing for the 5th straight year in the main event, which has never been done before. He was tied for 4. He cashed today, and just want to give a big round of applause to him. He's from Brockton, Massachusetts, so yay. He was supposed to be on the show, and he still might at some point. It's tough because
he's just busy winning thousands and thousands
busy
of dollars.
Making lots of money.
So did he cash, or is he still in the tournament, or did he just hit the money?
As of before we started the show, he was still in the tournament, and he had just doubled up, so... you can track his progress at Ronnie Barta on Twitter. He's usually tweeting from that. He's part of Phil Ivey's poker team as well, so...
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Phil Ivey's a big deal. Now, yesterday, you had told me Phil Ivey was leading, which is just insane.
Yeah, just the best poker player in the world. Just a tournament of 6,500 people, and he was still the number 1 overall in chips at one point. Still in the tournament now. He's at the feature table. He's doing well, so it's interesting to track his progress as well.
What was the name we came up for that guy when we were in Las Vegas a couple of years, and there was a guy who looked like a cross between
Tiger Ivey?
Tiger Ivey. Tiger Ivey, if you're watching, that's a really big coincidence.
He won a poker tournament that I came in like 6th in, and then we assaulted him and made him buy us shots with all of his winnings.
Kind of. I mean, we basically stood by and watched the rest of the tournament. We had a few friends that were playing in the tournament, and we made the waitress... We took full advantage of the free drinks. That's how the story
But then
started.
we had him go to the bar with us afterwards.
Yeah, and he basically spent all of his winnings on one round of shots. So, yeah, that's
That's what we do.
Rob's influential in the poker world. That's what that story comes down to.
I can get you to buy me drinks in the poker world.
Yes, and with our promotional videos, which we will be doing each and every week. We went outside. We tried to shoot one earlier, but I think the problem was we weren't intoxicated whatsoever. So we're going to fix that, and I think our promotional videos are going to be intoxicated promotions for next week.
That's the plan for now.
Yes, we have a plan, and we're sticking by it. What else going on in the poker world? Do you have any poker tournaments coming up? You playing anything big?
The World Series of Poker circuit events are coming to New England, and more specifically Foxwoods next month. I'll be playing in the Six Max tournament. It's a $580 buy-in. I think it's like a $20,000 guarantee or more than that. And,
if you're unfamiliar with poker, a Six Max tournament means a maximum of 6 people can buy into the tournament.
That's it.
No, I'm just kidding.
I give you $10,000 for 580. The math
is messed up. They're not going to be around for long, so if you're one of those 6 people, you are lucky. Buy into the tournament. Your odds are fantastic. And no, but basically, however many people are in, how many were in the last one that you did?
About 400, and you can only sit down.
It's more than 6.
It's only 6.
Fact. This is why we bring Dave in for his mathematical wisdom.
I didn't use a calculator.
He is didn't even use calculator. He's a wizard with numbers.
So it's only 6 per table, and I came in 8th last time. So.
Well, that's a pretty good number. How many people were in that tournament? You said
A little bit over 400, I believe. So.
No big deal.
It was a good cash.
Yes, I recall. I do recall. So, yeah. Let's move along. Let's
get into our weird news story of the week.
Whoa! Hey, I think I might actually have the drop. Hang on, let's see if I got it. I don't. Welcome to the weird news story of the week here on Stack and Smash Radio.
All right, guys, this one is titled, Movie Maker Steven Spielberg has been targeted by idiotic web trolls who didn't realize dinosaurs died out 66 million years ago.
If you're unaware of what trolls are, they live under bridges, they have tall hair, and they are adorable toys.
Yes, they usually have diamonds in their stomach, or whatever.
You had some expensive toys. No, the internet trolls, people who comment on things.
All right, so the story goes, a picture was posted of Steven Spielberg next to a dead Triceratops on the set of his hit 1993 film Jurassic Park with a caption suggesting Spielberg should be outed as a poacher of endangered animals. It read, disgraceful photo of recreational hunter posing happily next to a Triceratops. He is just slaughtered. Please share so the world can name and shame this despicable man.
There's no way they were like joking.
Some of them might have been, but most of them
But
weren't.
there was tons of comments.
There was a 19-year-old Texas cheerleader who posted, he's an inhumane prick and an animal killer.
Another name can now be rented. Steven Spielberg, I'm disappointed in you. I'm not watching any movies of yours again. Animal killer.
Apparently Jurassic Park was not one of them that she watched.
Maybe she watched it and took it real seriously. I thought it was a documentary.
Angry Vincent Smith wrote, I don't care who he is, he should not have shot that animal.
They're so endangered.
You know, Mr. Smith was later one of the people that claimed that he was playing along with the joke. At the time of the writing, the posting by the satirist Jay from Washington had attracted more than 5,000 comments. Many of them were from people who felt it was necessary to explain that it was a joke, which probably would have been one of my comments. Jay later claimed that the reaction was proof that he had won the internet. Congratulations to Jay for winning the internet. Anyways, let's talk to Dave. So Dave Wilkins is our guest today. Professional ninja.
Dave.
Amateur.
Dave.
I don't know what to do right now.
You were supposed to take off your shirt, but it's fine. You didn't take off your shirt, it's fine. You understand.
It's hard to do with the headphones on.
Yeah, we didn't think of that. We have to go for wireless headphones.
You know, it's the first time.
I was just trying to give you background music while you interviewed Dave.
All right, well, Dave, so you hail from Oakland.
So you're not going to take your shirt off?
Yeah, get that out of the way. Get that out of the
staying
way.
on.
All right, good. So Dave, it was on the show. We had touched on this earlier. Dave was on the show before his fighting the one and only Dan Santos, which he defeated. I was out of my element when I was at the fight. Let's talk about me for a second.
Let's make this about you.
Let's make this about me. It's one thing to be at a fight, it's one thing to be in a fight, but when you're standing there watching your brother fight, where, you know, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. We were obviously confident. We were pretty relieved when we saw Dan Santos. He, you know, like, not that he was not an intimidating man, but there was a lot bigger, scarier people in the room. And I was like, if Dave's fighting him, I'm going to have to leave.
They match up weights, so it's usually somebody similar size.
Yes. So if you're not seeing, Dave's actually a legal midget. He's 4'2". You can't tell because we're sitting down.
I'm actually standing.
I am standing on the seat. Anyways, Dave was victorious. They had to call the fight after, what was it, 2 or 3 rounds?
It was well into the third round.
Well into the third round, but they called the fight. Dan Santos could not go on any longer. So a technical knockout.
TKO, yeah.
TKO. Technical knockout. So congratulations on that victory.
Thanks, it was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about what Jesse was doing during the fight.
Oh,
which
man.
was, I didn't know what to watch, just so everyone knows. I didn't know if I should be watching Dave humble this guy,
I couldn't stop screaming.
or Jesse, who I thought was dying of ear
I was
exasperation.
pummeling everybody else's ears.
Yeah.
I was just standing there screaming. I lost all body function because I'm watching, my sibling.
I couldn't hear my corner over you and my wife.
Yeah, I was the corner. Yeah. And Kate was just screaming so loudly, just like moderately motivational things. Really like she had like 3 that she kept going, which I mean, like my screaming was no more intelligent than hers, but she's just like, you can do it, Dave. Those are good punches.
Oh man.
But it was exciting. It was
So what was
exciting.
it like for your first in-ring fight experience? Not saying that you've ever been in any other fights.
No, never that. Super, like before the fight, real nerve-wracking. It was a mess for the 2 weeks before the fight, and training for it and whatnot. And then right up until you step into the ring, it's kind of the nerves take you over. It's really something else. And then the bell rings and you touch gloves, and it's just like a hard sparring match, and the nerves go away after the fight starts.
Didn't you find out that you fought with a broken neck after that?
Pretty much. I had 2 broken ribs and a broken toe going into the fight that I didn't find out about until after the fight. I was like, wow, that really hurts. I should get x-rays.
That's
So I went
crazy
to the
that your
hospital
rib
and
had a broken toe.
My ribs have broken toes, and but that happens.
It's impressive.
It is.
It's impressive.
I'm glad I didn't know about it. It probably would have affected me psychologically. Going into a fight knowing that I had broken
Move around,
ribs.
get some ankles.
It would have messed up the all those kicks you were throwing in that fight.
I didn't throw a single. I had a broken toe.
Oh man,
I didn't
you know
throw a
what?
single kick.
I've sparred with you a few times, and every time you just joke throw a kick, my life is like ended. I'm just like, I don't know how to handle this, and so like it was painful to watch. I mean, like obviously you won the fight anyways, so you did it. But I wonder how much faster you would have won the fight if you could have thrown kicks, because that's a whole other
Well,
element.
I think he wasn't going to throw kicks anyways, if I'm correct, because of the fighter you were fighting. It was easier for you to get in close because of his length on you, and you were just trying to throw punches up.
Yeah, he was a traditional Muay Thai fighter, so their whole style is structured around their kicks. Their kicks are really good. They only really use their hands to set up their kicks. So my game plan was kind of to not let him set up his kicks and just
So it's
kind
more
of
so to stay in close
cover him with
anyways.
punches. Yeah.
Well, he was peppered indeed. Peppered so much that he couldn't fight anymore. So
That's what happens when you get peppered.
did your job. Do you have any upcoming events or fights?
Yeah, I'm putting my name in for a fight at the end of August. It'll be August 23rd, I think. And the way it works is I put my name in, and if somebody comes up that has the same weight, size as me for another gym, then there'll be a fight. So hopefully.
Have you stopped by like preschools and stuff like that? Put your name into the
Yeah,
chance of that?
yep.
Oh, good.
Yep.
That was a Dave Short joke. Everybody.
Oh, there wasn't a 12-year-old joke with our...
No, that was actually a legitimate suggestion, and I'm insulting you. I'm insulting you. That's not what I said. Anyways, you can follow Dave on Twitter at DaveWilkins12. Perfect. You follow the show on Twitter at StackNSmash. I know we've gone over this, but I just want to reiterate, it's very important. Email the show.
Yeah, you can email us.
You can email us. We have a website that we don't do anything
Pretend it's 2004. Send us an email.
with. AIM us.
Yeah, hit us on the phone.
You know what? People still email.
your screen name?
You can aim us right now. We have an away message.
Our fax phone number is 61. Anyways, we have a cool amount of guests lined up for future shows. We have next week.
I set the bar high.
Chip is hopefully. Have you spoke with him more?
You told me that he said the next week.
Never trust me. Hopefully we're gonna have Chip. Chip is another fighter. Which this is not an MMA show, but this is just what happens to be lined up for us. So we have Chip is coming on the show. He is the #1 ranked kickboxer in the world of Boston. Probably not kickboxing. I never get this right.
He is a kickboxer,
He fights
He's the number 1 ranked middleweight in New England.
in New England. That's impressive.
Also,
So-
we're going to have Derek Gomez. He is a professional poker player that lives out in the Vegas area. He's going to Skype in with us.
That's pretty cool.
That's going to be a cool one next week. And then
That'll
the
be
following
fun.
week, we have Mike Zakarian, who is a
comedian from Improv.
comedian. Yeah.
And that will be his three-peat on the show. It'll be his third time. The first, Dave kind of fits in that window. But Zakarian will be back on the show for the third time. If you want to hear some of our archived episodes, go to soundcloud.com/stackn I don't know what the SoundCloud is. Is it Stack and Smash? None of our links are the same. So if you're looking for
We're also on
any kind of
iTunes.
branding, we're
If you
offering.
go to the SoundCloud thing, don't try and remix the Stack of Smash shows because you'll get sued.
Yes, we are signed by Sony. Or not. Anyways, yeah, so you can check out some of the archived episodes. There's more archived episodes on iTunes as well. Search for Stack and Smash Radio on iTunes. And if you find it, subscribe. Please subscribe.
Subscribe, and I want to get into this train story before we have to leave.
Let's continue to preview a couple shows. We'll get to that in a moment. We also have Bambua is another person who's lined up on the show. We're excited to have him on. He is one of the biggest DJs from the area. Very talented guy. We've seen him play, and he's opened up for some of the biggest acts in the world. So that should be very exciting. Bambua is a beast. He's going to be on the show. And then other guests that we have lined up. Hopefully, we get DJ Eddie P.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, Eddie, if you're watching, just respond to my texts. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I am kidding. Let's get into the story. That's the lineup for these future shows, so tune in. We'll be live 8 to 9 p.m. every week here, broadcasting from the greatest bar in Boston, 262 Front Street. Come on by. We're going to start playing some music pretty soon. But without further ado.
This is from the Uxbridge Police Department. Several of the overpasses along the railroad tracks have fresh graffiti on them. The wannabe artists responsible for this left their spray cans behind. They also placed one on the tracks for the train to hit. I was told by a P&W engineer today that this type of activity could derail or damage the train. At times, the trains passing through carry hazardous materials, and if the train gets derailed, it could cause a huge problem. These actions potentially put lives in danger. Now the story gets interesting.
Yes, because it wasn't interesting before.
The most recent complaint from P&W Railroad is that people are defecating off of bridges onto the trains as they pass by. Yes, you read that right. Or you heard that right.
You heard that right and watched it right.
We have no idea what would possess someone to drop their pants and poop on a passing train, but guess what? It's happening. Hashtag job security.
Wow.
Take this as a warning. If you are caught on the railroad tracks, you will be arrested for trespassing. If you are caught tagging any property, you will be arrested. If we catch you with your pants down defecating on the train, you will be charged with everything we can find that fits the elements to the crime. Don't poop on trains.
What is a specific crime for that?
It's
Property damage.
potty training.
You've been charged with potty training.
782 potty training. Yeah, so if it's you pooping on trains.
That show is brought to you by Barstool. Thanks to the guys over at Barstool for letting us copy their stuff. But anyways, so moving along, we have some big shows coming up.
So you don't want to talk about people pooping on trains anymore?
No, we have 5 minutes left. Let's move along from that. Anyways, so what else is coming up? All right, Dave, let's go back to you because we haven't talked to you too long about that. What do you go through when it comes to training for a fight?
A lot of running, actually. Probably more running than anything. The cardio is important.
Is that to practice running away from?
Exactly. No, I run a lot. I get up to do like 8 miles every other day, and then
That's a lot.
it is. Yeah, it sucks, but I actually kind of enjoy it. And then obviously I get into the ring. I try and spar as much as possible with different people, bigger people, stronger people.
Are you gonna let me ask this question or not?
I was answering your first question.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes left. We're trying to get through all the questions.
Let's do it.
We also have the Stack and Smash stash of 5 fiercely fast quintessential questions.
I can't believe you butchered that. This is the best segment on this show. It's called the Stack and Smash stash of 5 furiously fast quintessential questions. That's how you do it.
I didn't butcher it.
You butchered a little
I
bit.
didn't butcher shop it.
Oh. Anyways, so we are going to get into that in a little bit. So back to the questions I was going to ask you. When it comes to training, do you do a lot of weight training, or do you kind of?
I don't
that.
do a lot of weight training. I try not to bulk up because it's harder for a person who's big and muscular to have to last long in a fight without getting winded. Gotta pump more blood to hold that extra muscle. So I try actually not to do a lot of weight training.
Do you run to the Philadelphia Spectrum every morning, a la Rocky?
Yeah, up the stairs and
Yeah,
So back down eventually.
From Middleborough,
I said
Massachusetts
back down.
to Philadelphia every morning.
yeah, 8 miles. I said that.
Yeah.
West Philadelphia.
Never.
Born and raised.
I see what you're doing.
I thought Rob was going to jump in and start doing some lines there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our very first episode of Stack and Smash Radio, streaming live from the Grace Bar in Boston. I'm about to jump on the turntables and play some music for these fine folks up here. I'll be playing until, I think, 2 a.m. It's going to be awesome. Come up, enjoy some glorious house music and dance music and EDM top 40 mashups. Swing by. You can still tweet at me to get on the guest list for the very last minute, at Double Take Jesse. Again, follow the show at Stack and Smash. Rob's on Twitter at King Coakley. Dave is at Dave Wilkins, 12-year-old. At Dave Wilkins, 12.
All right, well, why don't you introduce the question segment since I butchered it so bad.
All right, it is now time. Hang on, I actually got this one. Let's see if it goes through.
And now it's time for the Stack and Smash Dash of 5 seriously fast quintessential questions.
And we were able to play one drop today.
It happened. Awesome.
Yes.
So this is the part of the show where we ask the guests that we have on the show 5 furiously fast quintessential questions from the Stack and Smash stash. Rob, number 1.
Number 1, as always, do you like Fast and the Furious or do you like Fast and the Furious?
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
Well, that's the right answer.
Yes.
All right, question number 2. Would you rather every time you drive anywhere get lost for 1 to 3 hours, or every time your phone rings you have to fight off a coyote?
I'd rather not fight off a coyote ever.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's the wrong answer. Do you want to try again?
I thought you were a fighter.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I would fight a coyote.
All right, so you're 1 for 2 right now. Question number 3. Would you rather have as a running who would you rather have as a running mate if you were running for president? A pregnant wasp, a sharply dressed whale shark, or a Canadian?
Definitely not a Canadian. We're gonna go with the sharply dressed whale shark.
Oh, I think I hear him now. I just happen to have a whale sound effect there, so I went ahead and played it. All right, carry on.
I thought you'd give me the fair round.
No, there wasn't. I was like, this is an opportunity to play the whale sound effect, which is one of only 5 sound effects in front of me, so it worked out.
Perfect.
Moving on. Question number 3.
Yes. Yes, no. Question number 4.
Question number 4.
Come on, Jesse.
I'm trying.
You're not good at math.
You have the list, I don't.
Yeah.
I
But
can't.
but you know how many questions I've asked.
You know how I get after I get up past 3.
You know me.
You know me.
Would you rather MC a spider debate or deliver a eulogy using sock puppets?
You have to go with the sock puppets.
Think of how uncomfortable that would be. The family's sad. You just,
I wish I had sock puppets for my last
How do
eulogy.
you have sock puppets on this show?
All right, final question. Pick one superpower. Would you rather have the power to speed walk at any time? The power to speed up your facial hair growth? Or the power to summon endless Boy Scouts?
I guess we'll stick with the theme. No, of course not. Of course not. I would of course rather be able to speed walk at any time because that's important. And if you don't play Call of Duty, you know that that's it's actually not. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Was that the 5th one?
That was the 5th
And
one.
that was it for this installment of the Stack and Smash stash of 5 furiously fast quintessential questions. How much time do we have left on the show? We're pretty much wrapped up. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week. The song of the week we're going to close out with is called Bright Lights by Sin Cole, who I'm pretty sure is Avicii.
Also remember
That's my theory.
that time isn't in the circle. Fun fact.
Thank you, Rob. That meant a lot. That's it for us here at Stack and Smash Radio, our very first broadcast. We'll be back to you guys next week on Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/stackandsmash. SoundCloud, again, you can listen to this episode again as well as archived episodes. Subscribe on iTunes. Follow me on Twitter at DoubleTakeJesse. He's
At King Coakley.
My more than new one.
And now it's time for the weekly countdown here on Stack and Smash Radio.
Countdown in your face.
Third floor.
we're on the 4th right now.
Right, but we're doing the 3rd floor next week.
Are we?
Yes.
Come see us on the upper levels of the greatest bar in swing by. We're going to be here all night playing music, DJing for the fans. So swing by and dance and have some drinks.
Later.
Peace out.
it's time for the weekly countdown here on Stack and Smash Radio.
Countdown in your face.